Welcome back to Crapganistand World Tour. This is part 3, and this time we will cover the Art District. Uh, the dense and big city, you know, what has been my pride and joy of the world. So, I mentioned in prior videos that I was using a lot of St. Louis architecture over there. Well, these buildings here are heavily inspired by St. Louis architecture. In fact, this one I saw, the reference photo for this one was actually a half demolished St. Louis house. I was looking at this St. Louis architecture book, and so I took pictures of all the different things there. Well, another part I forgot to mention about this is that when it comes to city building, I tend to limit myself a little bit too much. And pretty much I will build out with rapid expansion, wanting to cover as much as I can in stuff. And then I'll realize that when I want to build more, I've pretty much locked myself in. And so that's what I was kind of feeling with this. I couldn't really expand out that way since I was like a certain theme that was rural. I couldn't expand out that way because it was a fireworks city. And I didn't want to expand all the way back there because that was a historic district. I didn't want to expand this way because it's, it's the wall, it's the zombie area. So I decided, well, the wall doesn't go over here that much. So I'll put a bridge going in. So it actually looks pretty cool going in here. You drive in here, see a sky bridge connecting two buildings. You see the M&M pixel art. And then you go in here and you probably turn and then you park your car in this parking garage. But there's a lot to break down in this area. So my main goal with this art district is to represent every single type or form of art. I mean, there's so many forms of art. There's the performance arts, theatrical, and ballet, dance. There's the trades, like glass blowing, metalworking, woodworking, carpentry, cabinet making. There's the music arts. There's film. There's movies, animation, all that. There's then the physical, like, what you imagine. There's drawing, painting, collages, like printmaking, all sorts of arts. So I'm trying to represent all of them in this city. So when you first come in here, this was one of the first buildings I built. Most of these buildings do not have an interior, but I think I'll make this one a restaurant, so it will represent some of the culinary arts. And then I guess we'll go this way. You got a small shop here. You might have noticed that these two buildings don't really fit in compared to the rest, and they were some of the first buildings there. But pretty much all these St. Louis style buildings had many floors. And so if I built them over here, they'd be way larger than those buildings over there. So it fits the theme of these ones better in general. So this will probably be an apartment building. I got that sorted out. There's a little flower up here, as I guess decor. This one was also based off a reference as well. I used the new shelves here as siding, and I used these cool little trapdoors as a part of the window. Some of these buildings do have elevators. I mean, this is my type of classy elevator. You got the grate there where you shut it, or it shuts, and you can see as you're going up. You have the old looking lamp, and you got this backstop here. But these work, actually. I mean, work to some extent, since they are just TP commands. But I figured it'll be like a main hall for this one. It's like an apartment building. So you got all these buildings, or rooms here. Some of these I think I'll use for like this one here I think will be a toy shop or something like that. But I've been kind of struggling to find a use for some of these buildings since they're so big. But anyways, getting on to something else, we have a sky bridge. So the sky bridge was based off of New York architecture. I believe it was like during the 50s or something like that, when people thought that sky bridges were going to dominate New York and be like the new form of transport. Instead of having to walk on the ground, you could just go from sky bridge to get to other buildings. And I found that to be really cool looking, because sky bridges, like, they have all this architecture to them, and like they sort of make it look more chaotic, but at the same time create an alternate route which allows you to get around. So I made this one here based off an actual sky bridge in New York. So that is one cool part. So going down here, one thing I wanted to include in this city was a hidden plaza. So right under here, there's this hidden plaza, because I wanted to make like a cultural epoch where like people can socialize. It was in a way my form of trying to recreate the nightlife, which I can never live. Not like strip clubs or like bars exclusively, but more so like a cultural hub. People playing music, restaurants being open late, and other type of community activities. I mean, sure, night is seen as dangerous as a time, because the darkness can hide your shadow and hide the shadows of those who want to mug you or do worse. But I found it really inspiring. So I include the new lantern, the copper one, and have a little string of lights there. There's also a little food place in the plaza. There's some plants over here, alleyways. Over here, this building is actually a campus. So this is going to be like the campus cafeteria or culinary arts area. I want to make an art school for all of these different arts. So each floor has like 2 rooms, and they'll have like 2 classes each. And then over here on the other side of the train track, I'm going to have an expansion to the campus, and I'll have a sky bridge going from there. And then it'll have some more, like probably like a film school or something like that. But over here I have ideas for like a game development studio here, or like a writing club. Art studio, of course. So I'll hopefully include all of those arts by the end of this. On the other side of the tracks, we have this interesting building here. This is a train station, and I wanted to give it a nice poppy sensation with like these poppy colors to represent the art and culture of the city. So I gave it this nice little terracotta, and there's an elevator to go up. No interior yet. However, the way you get to the main area across the way, if you want to go across here onto the other side, you got this little sky bridge here that goes over the tracks. It looks kind of cool. However, the way you get down is by an elevator. Now, normally in real life, this would be a terrible idea because the elevator would be, there'd be long queues just to get down from the train station down there. But this is Minecraft, so I don't care. On the other side of this building, we have the dorms. These buildings were based off of some New York architecture. And so this is the boys' dorms, and this is the girls' dorms for the college. I was thinking maybe putting a sky bridge in the middle. I should also mention that this is kind of cool as well. You can go under to the other side. And then over here, I'll be like, this is going to be some more arts. Like this might be a glass blowers, a candy shop, like maybe a ballet type of place. I'm getting some other friends who are a part of the theatrical arts and performance arts to actually contribute to some of these and give some ideas. Well, over here we got a little park, little garden, a guy having a picnic and all. And this area is pretty much for sculptures because I want to represent sculptures as well. So someone can build a sculpture here in the park. Well, we'll go back this way down this road and I'll explain some of the other aspects. So starting with this building here, this is the book depository. This is the Texas Book Depository, which is based off the real one with an accurate amount of floors. So on the other side here, we have JFK, pixel art of JFK, because this was the building he was shot out of. From the 6th story, JFK was shot, and so we represent that here with the JFK assassination where he's in the car. I guess just to show it, I guess. Be historical with it. And so we have a little plaza here. It's probably a little bit too much on the eyes with all this color, but sure. It's just a little JFK plaza there. Here on this building, we have another pixel art, and this is of my painting called Perception. It's like a little figure, and it looks cool. Pretty much these pixel arts give me an excuse not to make the back of these buildings because it's annoying to build the back of a building. So I just use that as an excuse. And it's on the back of this New Orleans style inspired jazz club. So I searched up photos of what a New Orleans jazz club looks like, and I got this. I'm like, whoa, that's cool. But then I decided to make it taller to fit the theme. So yes, these plants would be blown away at higher levels, but it just looks cool. No interior yet on that either. Over here, there's a little art salon, and I don't have any paintings in here, but I have a working elevator in here, so that's cool. And then over here, just a couple days ago, I made this building. So it has a nice little balcony on the back. There's a little fire exit. Sort of inspired by this one over here. And they're just small little buildings, which, if you notice, all the rest of them is not what I've been doing. I've been doing a lot of big buildings, and so I was a little bit worried to include smaller buildings like this, just because I wanted it to fit the area. But I think if I add some more of these smaller ones, then it'll definitely fit in the area better. So no interior once again, but we got a little sky bridge here, based on another New York sky bridge, so that's cool. We got a little rainbow there. And then we have this little piece of art. which is based off my painting called Gleep. So it's a robot cat painting series, and so this guy is named Gleep, and then its brother or sister, Creep, is on the back. So we got robot cats. And there's this cool building here. And yes, there is the Eiffel Tower on top of it. However, I did not make this entirely by myself. I watched a YouTube video and then modified how the tower looked. I didn't like the lanterns being there. So I might move this later. But I really wanted to have the Eiffel Tower in the world. So there's Gleep and there's Creep. But what's even better is we have Bongo Cat. We have Bongo Cat in the world on the side of this unfinished building, which might be a film studio. I'm not sure anymore. This is based off of New York architecture, actually. I've been including more references. But yeah, I think that is all for this part of the city. I mean, there's a little frog on top. And I will add more onto the top of these roofs as well. Making like a whole little roof culture. Maybe I'll add some like gardens and stuff on there. But I believe that is all. I mean, there is the arch here. Based on the St. Louis Arch. There's that building there. A little bookstore, fire department. No interiors yet, really. Well, I believe that is all for this video. I will be copy and pasting all of this, like this entire world will be copy and pasted onto Afghanistan Remaster. And then maybe I'll actually come up with an original name for the world. And it will be something better. But when this and Afghanistan Remaster get combined, like I'll do a world tour on it and it'll look amazing. The amount of just cityscape and stuff to look at is really cool. Well, thanks for watching. See y'all next time.